Welcome back. We now continue within the headlines just to have a quick look at what the papers have for us this morning. We are still using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. Our official station handle is at KBC Channel 1 across all the social media platforms. I start you off with a copy of the Daily Nation. Many stories have been captured here, but let's quickly run through them. We start with politics right there at the header on the 2022 campaign trail. Kenya Kwanza leaders led by Ruto were in Baringo, while Azimio was pitching camp in Homa Bay. And of course, they had a lot to say about each other at this particular, at the individual venues that they were at. Of course, throwing jabs at the other with the Kenya Kwanza team saying that there are plans by the Azimio and Jubilee team to rig the 2022 general elections, but Ruto did say no one will dare rig us out of this particular forthcoming general elections. Away from that, that's pretty much the only politics that has been captured here. The other story is in concern to the polls, with IEBC now rejecting the Huduma number, saying there isn't sufficient time to incorporate the Huduma number into the system, given we have less than 6 months to the election. Of course, they listed so many other reasons why it would be impossible to have the Huduma numbers incorporated this time around. So that is something that they are totally against, because it will just throw a spanner into the works. Can't work, won't work. That was, or rather those were IEBC chair's words. That is Afula Chebukati. Now coming to the other story, which is an incident that all of us are well aware of in regards to the disaster that happened with the truck exploding, leaving trails of damage and caused road closure due to that particular explosion, where a truck that was ferrying liquefied petroleum gas burst into flame near Mai Mahiu yesterday, burning several other cars and causing massive traffic that lasted the whole day. Now the other story is in regards to the state of our economy, with now CBK saying that the public debt grew by 1 trillion just last year, and now Nairobi is owed 8.2 trillion, or rather Nairobi owed 8.2 trillion by December of last year. And now the National Treasury is seeking parliamentary approval for increasing the expenditure by another 126.3 billion Kenya shillings over the next 6 months, which will most of it go towards the preparation of the election and post-COVID-19 recovery plans by the government. The other story concerns the judiciary, where they're also now seeking more funding, and to be exact, 1 billion Kenya shillings to pay the new judges. These are the 34 judges that were appointed last year around June, and most of this money will go towards getting them cars, fuel, medical allowance, and maintenance for these cars as well. And they also want another 106.5 million Kenya shillings that will be geared towards election-related expenses. That is the front page of the Daily Nation for you this morning. Victor.
And on the front page of the Star here, cracks emerge in Azimio campaign. Cracks emerge on Azimio campaign. The void left by Raila Odinga's absence from the rallies has worsened the situation. Some of the party bigwigs feel increasingly left out of planning meetings. That is what's on the front page of the Star newspaper. And of course, we have got a picture there of that tanker that exploded yesterday at along the Mai Mahiu Nairobi highway yesterday, and 7 people were confirmed to have sustained injuries after the incident. Okay, Raila in India to benchmark on 6,000 shillings welfare plan. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is in India actually to benchmark one of his agenda to support and boost poor families should he be elected come this year, August. He is in India, and actually India has been touted as one of the countries that has so far sustained this, the social welfare project in the world. Again, Today is Valentine, and there is something that's happening at KNH. Kenyans urged to donate beds to KNH today. This is a program that started sometimes late last year, and so far they have received over 61 beds, and they're still urging more Kenyans, instead of, showing love in terms of flowers, chocolates, dinner, and what have you, you can donate a bed to the Kenyatta National Hospital. Their target is to have 2,000 beds at the facility there. All right, very quickly to the next page. Ruto in week-long bliss ahead of Kenyatta tour. Today, the Deputy President will be in Nyeri County. Tomorrow, that's on Tuesday, he will be in Kirinyaga County. On Wednesday, he will be in Murang'a County. On Thursday, Embu County. On Friday, Kiambu County, and finally in Thika Stadium on Saturday 6th. Now, this comes at a time, tour comes days after President Uhuru Kenyatta actually held a meeting with hundreds of youth from Mount Kenya at State House, and it's also expected that the president will meet other leaders at Sagana sometimes next week on a day and a date to be confirmed. That is to pitch tent there in the mountain region and actually support Honorable Raila Odinga for the presidency. And finally, Raila benchmark his 6,000 plan. I've talked about that. Uhuru free to benchmark his choice according to Azimio leaders as far as that is concerned. And finally, KNCHR treated as outcast in state circles, says Mogesa. He notes that problems of agencies start with the delays in appointing of commissioners. We'll be giving more details as we continue the program. Doreen?
COVID jab drive for 15-year-old, and this is an initiative or a project by the ministry to ensure that they boost the numbers of Kenyans who have received the essential COVID virus. So far, at least in Mumias West Sub-County, they have confirmed 10 schools whereby they will be administering the COVID jab, and parents are expected to give their consent, at least for their children to be vaccinated. Again, like I mentioned, to just ramp up and ensure that they reach the target or the level that they need to be able to reach when it comes to COVID-19 vaccination. Also, Oka Azimio talks rocked by 3 billion bribery claims. So far, the Wiper leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, is still non-committal. This is when it comes to which coalition he might choose to join. And this just goes after his counterparts joined UDA to form the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, and because of his non-committal, leaders of Ukambani region are now claiming and saying that he is demanding billions of shillings for him to join Azimio, and on the same breath saying that he is giving too many conditions before he gets to join Raila's coalition. So what does this mean when it comes to Wiper party leader? Is he set to join Azimio, or what exactly does all this mean? Only time will tell. To some bit of education matters, the ministry says that they are now all set for the March national examination. This is the KCP and KCSE, which is set to begin in March. And Class 8 candidates will sit for their KCP beginning on March 7th, while KCSE, that is the Form 4 candidates, will start their exams on March 11th. Even as this is happening, the ministry has also mentioned that they're also preparing for November-December exams, which is again the next set of exams, which is supposed to also take place during this year. And part of what also came out is that all exam centers will have at least 30 candidates, and for those that will have a lesser number, then they will have to merge these candidates, and all this is trying to ensure that they promote efficiency and deter any exam malpractices. So that is what is coming up when it comes to education sector as it pertains to those national exams. And lastly, the National Council of Churches of Kenya, that is NCCK, have come out to give their sentiment or their views concerning this year's elections, and also the relationship between the president and the DP, saying that it is high time they mend their relationship, citing that they are a symbol of national unity. So it's very important, even just when it comes to the public eye, that they mend their relationship. And also they mentioned that they are not satisfied when it comes to IEBC preparedness as it pertains to the August August 9th general elections. Part of what came out is that they say that Kenyans need to know the action taken, the action that IEBC will take when it comes to prevention of what happened in 2017, and this is as it pertains to the repeat of those elections. So they are saying that IEBC also needs to come out and show their preparedness, because for them as a church, or the body that represents the church, they feel that they are not as prepared enough, knowing fully well that also the election fully relies on how IEBC is preparing or has prepared themselves. That is how it looks like this morning on the PD. Ray.
Now, a sneak peek of what we have on the Standard this morning. Typically, the question that is highlighted here on the front page is about what do the citizens, what does Wanjiku want, what does the voter want ahead of the general election, which areas need to be fixed. According to this particular article, Kenyans want poverty eradicated, and this is by creation of jobs and a better education. They want the economy fixed, agriculture revamped, and steps taken to reduce inequality. The figure is 16.5 million. Kenyans hold the same amount of wealth as the two richest people in the country, thus exposing the high levels of economic inequality. At the same time, there's a question of numbers. Which area, which county, which tribe, so to speak, holds the swing vote? According to this particular article, Kenyan politics is more like an ethnic census. Given this scenario, some regions are poised to play a major role in influencing who becomes the fifth president. And this is about the numbers. As we came to a close of last week, a report was made public about, which counties and how many are registered per county. So top 10 counties in as far as vote numbers, Nairobi included, it was a clear indication that Mount Kenya, indeed, there's quite some number there. So this particular daily continues to crunch the numbers there and trying to play, so to speak, critic as to where these numbers are headed and who controls what. Tyranny of numbers. We've had it in the floor of parliament. We're likely to hear it in the campaign trail as we continue focusing on that. And also in one of the highlights there, and this is what is happening in Canada. In as far as the standoff between protesters and the Canadian government is concerned. At the same time, also, we have Biden asking Putin to stay put in as far as his invasion of Ukraine is concerned. These are some of the stories that have captured the eye of the scribe this morning, given that it is the 14th of February 2022, a day where the world marks Valentine's Day. And curiously, so to speak, there is an article that shows a correlation between stress and grief fully affecting your heart. So kindly avoid all negativity, and love is not just for one day. It should be something that drives you every morning. Love for your family, love for your neighbor, love for your work, love what you do, then I think would be on the same scope. I'm Regina Manyara. I wish you a pleasant viewing and a happy Valentine's Day. I leave in the able hands of our traffic marshal A1 to take us through Monday morning being Valentine's.